Okay, let's get started with the work. This week we talked about the data types, integer, double, and strings in greater details, and we also looked at a very important topic, that's the mathematical operators and the precedence. And I think we explained them very well, and we said it is an important lecture. Now we'll make up the time. What we will do is I wanted also to show you how to create a user input. So how you make the user input data. Now you have a very good example at the end of your slides that we will work with today. So I'm going to just practice, demonstrate to you how you can code the or how can you code the problem that we have. So let's share my desktop. Again, it's the work that I'm going to show you is available in your slides, but I think it's a very good idea if you practice yourselves as well. Don't just read the codes, because if you read the codes, you will not understand as much as if you practice yourself with the programming. Okay, so let's share my desktop. Okay, and I'll go to a BlueJ, right, and we'll create, what I'll do now, I'm just going to stop this for a moment, and then just share the BlueJ, so you get a full screen on that. Okay, can you all see the BlueJ? Okay, so let's start by opening a new project, as we always do, and we'll call it week 5. Okay, week 5, and then we will lower a new class. Okay, now if you notice in your slides, you've been given, I think, 2 coding examples. One to show you the final and the static final, and the other one is to show you the what they call the user input, the scanner, right? So at the end of the slide, at the end of the lecture, they've combined 2 examples, if you know what I mean. So they've taken the cash register. If you look at your examples, you'll see that you have an example that's called cash register. Oh, wait a minute. Do you have the slides? I think someone was telling me yesterday that there was the slides that are available are for week 3 or week 4. They are the wrong. Yeah, they're the wrong set. Sorry. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Now I'll upload them in a minute. I'll tell you what. Give me a second. I'll upload them now. I'll upload them now, so you can have a look. So you can download them and have a look. Just give me a second. I'll upload them now. Can you see again the BlueJ? Right. So let's start with the cash register. So we'll call this class cash register. Okay. We'll go into it. And let's start coding. Now, if you notice, the first few lines are the attributes of this class. Okay, are the instant variable for the class, and they have been called static final. Now, what does static final mean again? What does static final mean? Fixed, yeah, and it's yes, fixed for all methods and for all. It's not private; it's public. It's fixed for all methods and for all classes. So if we go and call it from another class, it will be fixed. Okay, so we go public because we need to see it from another class. We'll go public before we do this, we need to open our class, right? I forgot this. We need to open our class, right? So we say public class register. Okay, and now we work inside the class. We go public static final. Now, according to the example that we given, they've given us some fixed values that are called quarter value. Quarter. And again, have you noticed? I told you in the face-to-face class that it's a common practice. If you have a final value, it's a common practice to call the variable as capital. Okay, it's a common practice to have the variable as capital. Again, it's not going to cause any harm, but if you do it, then by looking at it, you know it's a fixed value. Okay, so the first one is the quarter value. Quarter value, and they've given it a final value of 0.25. So it's fixed. Right. Next one is called dime value, and it's been given 0.1. The third one is nickel. They're talking about these are the discrepancies of the currency of the dollar, I think. So we have a quarter, dime, nickel, and so on. Nickel, just like say halala, riyal, ila akhirih. Okay, nickel value equals 0.05. I think that gives us. And the last one, that's a penny value. And they've given it 0.01. Okay. So now the quarter is always 0.25 of the dollar. The quarter is 0.25 of the dollar. So we need to have the final because this will not change. It's all like when you say like I don't know half. If you say half real, it's a halala. Okay, so it's fixed. It's fixed. Same here. If you say a quarter of the dollar is 0.25, so it's fixed. Now dime is 0.1 of the dollar. Nickel is 0.05 of the dollar. And penny is 0.01 of the dollar, right? So these are fixed values, cannot change, which is why we declare them as final. Okay. Now let's declare more instance variable, but this time, as I said to you before, we normally declare the instance variable as a private, because they are only related to the class. Unlike the final values need to be public, so they are known as final values, they don't change. But now let's go back and with anything variable that are related to the class, and they want to have an instant variable that is purchase, okay, and also we will have an instant variable that's called payment. So purchase المشتريات أو شراء والpayment الدفع. Okay, so obviously we need to make purchases and payments and pay using these discrepancies. Okay, right. So let's have our okay. Okay, what's this? Where's this line? Constructor. Well done, Mahmoud. Yes, because it has the same class name as the same name as the class name, so we know it's the constructor of the class. Okay, right. Now in the constructor, what do we normally put? Initial values. Well done. So we will have the initial value of purchase as 0. Okay. So we haven't bought anything yet, and also payment also 0 because we haven't made any payment yet. So these are initial values. Okay. Now then, excellent. We'll have public void. Okay, public void. What do we mean here? What kind of method is this? What kind of method? No return. So what's the other name for it? Set method. Well done. Okay, set method. And we will call it a code purchase. Here we want to record the purchase, and let's set a parameter, and we call it double amount. Okay, what kind of variable is this? What kind of variable? This parameter, what kind of parameter? Local. Well done. Local parameter, because it's called inside the method, so it can only be seen inside the method. Okay, so the equation here that puts, okay, then purchase equals purchase plus amount. So every time we make a purchase, we will add a new amount to it. So we set our rule here. Right. Now the next one, we will also have another void method. We call public void, and they've called it enter payment. So now we need to enter our payment. Enter payment, and set some parameters. Set int dollar. Now they put integer dollars rather than double, right? Int quarters, int dimes. Can you all see what I'm doing? Yes, you can, Abdurrahman. Yes, you can use this equation, purchase plus equals amount. Yes, it's the same thing, same meaning. I'm showing you this. This will come with us sooner or later. I wanted to make it simple, but yes, you can, Abdurrahman. Well done. Right? Int dimes, and then we'll have int nickels. Okay, and we will have, sorry, it's, the line went too long, but never mind. Int nickels, and see, by the way, you can put the variables one after the other, but you need to separate them by a comma. You can even the global variable, even those, right? I can put them next to each other, and put one private, okay, and separate them by comma. I can do that, right? That's just for your information. Okay, and then we have infinite. Okay, we finished. I think we're finished. Right, and let's see what's inside this set method. There's another set method. Okay, what they have done here is that they've put another equation. Payment equals dollars plus quarters times, don't forget the times, it's the star, times quarter value, which is the final, plus quarter value, plus times, sorry, times quarter value plus times times dime value plus nickels times nickel value plus pennies times pennies value or penny value. Okay, so that's an equation they put for us to work out all the discrepancies, تقسيمات الدولار. Okay, and then okay, and then they want they're using now another method that's obviously our get method. I misspelled quarter value. Thank you. Yes, thank you very much for that. Yeah, I would have had an error if you didn't tell me. So well done. Thank you. Okay, quarter value. So I think that's right now. Okay, and now let's get our return method. Right, it's sorry, public double give change. So now we need to give the change. Okay, so if we pay, we need to give the change, الباقي. Okay, so double change equals payment minus purchase. So obviously, how much we pay, we take out the purchase, so and then we get the change. Okay, so purchase okay, so that we need to have the purchase set to 0. This is now what we can do is set the values to 0, meaning that after we give the change, we need to set to reset our return method. Okay, reset the purchase and reset the payment to 0, so we can start again with the next operation, right? And then it's a return change. Now this class finished, and I hope we haven't got any. Okay, I have a problem here. Could be variable dollars. I've made a mistake somewhere. Could be spelling mistake. Dollars. Okay. Right. See, they are saying to me, like, okay, I don't understand what dollar is, right? Because I haven't put an S here, so that's the trouble I am making. So I either add an S here or remove the S. But I'm gonna add an S here because I'm working with like plural dollars, dimes, so I'm gonna add an S and compile. Okay, nickel value. How do I spell nickel? Okay, so I see all like spelling to so many words, so there's a problem in spelling again. Nickel. Okay. Oh yeah. How did I spell it there? Okay, here we go. It should be E. See, if you make any mistake, it'll tell you that you have made a mistake. So now because obviously you need to define your variable exactly the same as you've done them. So nickel spelled like this. Now here I spelled it wrong. So let's see if there's any problem. No, we have no problem. Now if it's a get method, what will happen if you don't change the value? It will continue for next time. it will also continue for next time. So you receive the values to start from 0 again. Okay? Right. So as I said, like I have no syntax error. Now, let's build our main class that we will allow the user to input this. Now, the user will not be able to enter these values. Why? Again, because as we said, they are fixed values, they are final. So the user is not allowed to add any value here. But the user, we will make the user add these little values. Okay, the dollar, the quarter, the nickel, the dime, all these little values, we will allow the user to enter them. Okay, so let's open a new class, and this code as it's been called in the slides. I think they called it cash register simulator. Simulator. But as you notice, we have 3 words, so we begin with the capital, all of them. Okay. Let's start by opening our class. So we just say class. Oh, no. Before you open our class here, now in Java, if you allow a user input, you use a function from the library called scanner. Now, yes, okay, well done. We need to import this from the library. So we say import anything you import from anything you want to get from the library. You use the keyword import, and if you notice, the word turned red because it's a keyword. This is the way it should be written. Import. Okay, so it's a keyword. Import Java.utility, right? That's the extension for the library, and then we just get the class called scanner. Now, how would you know this? You know this by experience and by learning. So now you know we have a function called scanner. Okay, and I hope you don't forget this, right? So import, you go to access the library. We have so many libraries in Java. Java.util is one of them, and it's a scanner. Another method Saad showed us is you can put a star. Okay, it will also work. Now, if I put star here, it means that it's going to open the whole library for us. It will open the whole, so you can use anything you want in the library. But I want to keep it simple again. I want to show you the scanner function. Later on, if we start working with so many objects in the library, we can use a star to save us time. Because if I want to have another function from the library, I'm going to try it again. Okay, I'm going to try it again. So if you have 10, sometimes you may, in the real world, you may need 10 objects from the library. So every time you're going to have to write this, it's going to become too much. So what you can do what Saad did, is you put star, it will open everything for you. But for the time being, because we are only working with this function scan, and we'll keep it simple. I wanted to show you this, so we'll have it as it is. So import java.util.scanner. Now we can open our class and we say public class cache register simulator. Okay. Now, what do we do? What do we do? Exactly. Start by opening our main method. Public void main string args. Okay, what do we do now? Public static. Yeah, well done. Thank you. Public static. Thank you very much. So some people are actually with me, and I like that. But it's only a few of them. It's only a few people that are actually following up with me. So the rest are maybe not even with us, and that's a disaster because the examination is only 3 weeks away. Okay, we only have 2 more weeks of teaching, and then you will have your midterm examination. And all what we've been talking to until and up to week 7, including week 7, will be included in your examination. So if you are not with me, if you are not following up, you really don't have much time to catch up. So you really need to be with me now. Okay. Now, what we do first, we need to establish. Okay, we created an access. We created an access to the library. Okay, we have an access to the library. Yeah, we have 2 more weeks to teach, and then we have your midterm examination. We are in week 5 now, and the midterm examination in week 8. So we have week 6 and 7 to teach, and then week 8 examination. Okay, so we've established a connection to the library. But however, I need to call this connection. I need to call it. So yes, well done, Saad. I need to initiate an object for the scanner. And the way to do this is a little bit different to the way we call normal objects for the classes. And we go by the same thing, the scanner. We call the class, give it a name. We'll call it in for input. You can give it an object. We call it in for input. Then you put a new scanner. And you call the constructor. This is the constructor for the object scanner. And it has a system built in. So really this line, it has to be written exactly the way it is. Okay? This is from the library. You learn this from the library. Right. So that's the first thing you've done is you called the scanner object. Okay. Now what do you do? What do you do? Yeah, you can replace, yes, Saad, you can replace the in with put if you want to. But then you have to change this to put. But now in this example, you have in for input. You can use either. Okay. So what do we do now? Call the well done. We call the class. Well done, Anas as well. We call the class that we established earlier. That's the class register. So we call the way we normally call our classes. I will not leave space here. I'll just say cache. Register. I'll give it an object. I'll call it register. Register equals a new cache register. Okay. So now we established a connection between our this class, the main class, and our class that we did earlier. Well done. We don't need this. Thank you. Okay. Or actually, sorry, we need this and we don't need. We need this here. Okay. Well done. Thank you very much. So sometimes if you program. You're likely to make experiment, which is why it's very important. If you do programs later on and for your assignment, from every time you make a method or whatever, compile your program. So I'm going to compile now. Okay. Okay, good. I have my error now. So every time, so don't leave the compilation until you finish your program, because if you have an error or you have errors, it will be hard to track. It could be so many of them. So try to compile from now and then, like every time you create a method or 2 methods, try to compile so if there is an error, you can solve it straight away. So you don't have to wait until the end. Okay. Right. What we will do now, we will make some messages for the user. System.out.print print, because we're going to add the other one later. So yeah, we'll have to print. Okay, print. And this is you have to also know something. If your program involves user input, you always need to tell the user what to do. you need to direct the user, which is why now you know, like if you work in a, I don't know, in a company and the company has database, you'll always find in the database a guide for you. For example, it will show you click this button, save, whatever, because as a user you may not know the program. So you need the programmer to direct you to the word, right? So you say system.out.print, and then just tell the user what to do. So we can tell the user to enter the price. We're gonna direct the user to enter the price. I'm gonna leave after the colon, after this colon, I'm gonna leave a space so the user can use this space to enter the value. Okay, are you with me? We're gonna leave a space here so the user can enter. You leave the space for the user to enter the value. Right. So we've done this. Okay. Now this method comes from the scanner class. Now the price is double. So you write double price. You need to introduce it here. Double price equals n, which is this n. Okay, n dot next double. Now, next, what's the next double? What's the next double? It's a method inside the class scanner, right? We are calling it. It's automatically gonna allow for user input here. Automatically, the program will allow a user input in here. Okay? Are you with me? Okay. Now we're gonna now the rules for the price, we need to call it from our class register. Right, so we can combine this. So I can say, I'm going to say, okay then, follow the rules of the price that you did in the register. Dot record purchase, and place the price that the user gonna input here. Right, transfer it to here. Transfer it to here, to the amount. So it will become the amount. Are you with me? See how we can link programs? How we are linking the programs? Right? So we are allowing the user to enter a price here. But also we're telling the program now the price the user will input, it transfer it to be in here. Right? In the void method. Okay, so we'll have a complete program. Right. We've done this. Let's see what happens. Let's see what we do. Okay, we have. I'm going to copy and paste these. I'm going to copy and paste. Okay, because I think they're more or less the same. But I'm just going to have to change the names here. So system.out.print. I'm going to change the price to dollars. And obviously here, I'm going to also change to dollar. But I think the dollar was integer, so we'll have int dollar. And it's dollars, not the dollar. So I'm going to have integer. You can have it as double, but they decided to show you the integer part as well. Okay? This line. Okay. Now, the reason we used int here to show you that if you use integer, the next needs to change to int. Okay, it's another method inside the scanner. Another method inside the scanner. Okay, so we change this to int. Okay, now we're going to tell the program, or we're not going to tell the program anything. We'll just jump into, sorry, we'll delete this. Okay. Now we're gonna do another one. we can have the quarter. So we're asking the user to enter the quarter, and the quarter it was integer as well. Okay, it was integer quarter. Integer quarter. And again, we need to change this to int. Okay. We will have the next one will be I think it was a dimes. Yeah, dime. Dimes, and this is a quarters, by the way. This is a quarters. Okay, so we'll just keep things constant. Quarters. Okay. This is the dimes, and we'll change this to it was again int dime. And then we'll do the nickel. The nickels. And I think the nickels was also integer, all of them are integers. Okay. And finally, we will do the things. Okay. Now they say, okay, then after entering all the value, take us or substitute them to register dot enter payment method. Okay, take them there. Now put the value of the dollars, put the value of the quarters after the user enters them, and the dimes, also the nickels, and the pennies. Okay. Oops, got something. Right. So take the values that the user is going to input, take them there. Now, eventually, we're going to do system dot out dot print. Give also a message to the user saying like your change. Okay, and we'll leave a space for the change. Okay, can you see the space? We leave it for the change. And say system dot out dot print line. And now we're going to see. Remember when I explained this in the face-to-face? Now we can have a value. So here, print the value that you will get inside the method that's give change. Okay, I can do it this way. In the system without the print line, I'm going to say I can say print the value that you get it in the method inside the register this method. That's give change. Okay? Is it clear so far? Let's compile. Luckily, we haven't made any mistakes here. So let's see what happens. Are you all with me? Can you remember the connection? Now I have connection. Let's go to the main. Aha, here we go. So now the program is asking us to put a value. So I'm gonna put the value of 15. Okay. If I click enter, it's gonna ask me the next question. Right. Let's go back to the class. Let's go back to the class. Right. See, now we've done this, enter price. Okay. Now after it's taken my value, it's taken us to the next question and says enter the dollars. I'll put 11. Okay. Now quarters. I'm gonna put 16. Enter. It's gonna ask me another question. Enter the dimes. I'm gonna put 2. Enter the nickels. I'm gonna put 8 if I wanted to. Enter the pennies. I'm gonna put 20. Okay. Enter. Aha. It worked it out and it's giving me the change. Okay. How did it work it out? Based on these methods, right? So it worked out the purchase first, how much, right? And then worked out all the payments. So how much we made purchase, how much is the payment, okay? And so how much we've given in discrepancies, right? And it works out the change for us and return the value for the change, okay? Why we don't use an object for a class register and use its variables? Why we don't use an object for class register and use its variables? We use an object. What do you mean? We use an object for it. Here's the object. That's the object for the class register, if I get you correctly. Okay, right? But obviously we use this one as well to make the user input, right? Okay, has anyone got a question? I mean the method. I don't get what you mean. If you want to get a mic and explain, because we use all these methods are actually from the cash register, right? This is the cash register class. So all the object and the methods are actually inside the cash register. Why didn't you write the program in one class? But again, we said writing a program in one class could be the thought of Java is that we can use multiple classes, makes our life easier and the work is easier as well, right? Having everything in one class, you may even have problems of compilation. You may end up with a very big class and it all gets messy for you. Okay. Now, if we have, the thing is, in the real world, you may have so many classes and you dedicate each class for a task. For example, the cash register, it has a specific task. We may have another class that is related to the topic, but is dedicated to another problem solving, and so on. So, which is why we use different classes in Java. Okay. Right. Was this clear? Today's lecture. Okay. Was it clear? Excellent. Okay. So let me take the register, and I hope it's been beneficial. And I strongly suggest that you try working in your hand. You try to code yourself. So have a look at the code that's been given to you in the slide, and try to make it yourself. Try to experiment with it, change the values, and so on. Okay. Also, just don't restrict yourself to the class to the programs that have been given in the slides. Go on the internet and find further examples and try them yourselves. This is the only way that you learn very well. For the time being, let me take the register. We are in week 5, and it's the 4 to 5 session. Okay, let's click on register. Okay, has anyone got any question before we end the session? Okay, so you can leave now. Okay, no, thank you. Okay then. So don't forget the assignment that it's deadline is Saturday. If you have a problem, you can email me. Otherwise, I wish you the best of luck, and I'll see you inshallah next week. Assalamu alaikum.
تم إيقاف التسجيل.